see, Denver Metro audits. Can some of you guys look that up on YouTube when they have checks? It's normally pretty cool. Oh, that's a decent amount of subscribers. Well, thank you for coming on to the live. That was awesome.
Who is Denver Metro audit? Who is that?
Breaking news alert.
And that breaking news involves the arrest of a Houston area man known for making YouTube videos criticizing police. Late this afternoon, Earl Warden was taken into custody by McAllen police after being charged with sexual assault of a child. These allegations date back to 2002. New evidence was obtained by Deer Park police that led to the new charge. Over the years, Warden has appeared in dozens of YouTube videos.
The side of it.
Texas Rangers arrested Jack Miller at his home in Kirby. When they searched his home, police say that they found child porn.
KENS 5 reporter Hannah Tita is digging into the allegations, but first, a warning to viewers. Some of the details of this story are graphic.
His motto is Film the Police. The Texas Sheepdog has more than 62,000 subscribers on YouTube. Police say the man who runs the account is Jack Miller. Seen here in one of his YouTube videos, taking his shirt off in a public meeting in Kirby.
Sir, out.
He records interactions with police.
What is your name and badge number? What is your name and badge number?
And also shares videos of other people taunting law enforcement on the job on his YouTube page.
We have 19,000 people watching you right now. Do you know that? We're live.
Congratulations.
Okay, guys,
Let's
you
get
see,
it to 20,000.
this guy is being a tyrant over here.
What's your name and badge number, you
But in March, police came to him. According to arrest documents, the 51-year-old was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, criminal trespass, and unlawful carry. Texas Rangers arrested Miller at his home in Kirby, but Kirby police also had a search warrant. This month, police say they did a forensic analysis on Miller's computer and found child porn. The arrest affidavit states officers uncovered 6 images involving children. One particularly graphic image allegedly depicts a man sexually abusing a 5 to 7-year-old girl. Documents claim another image involves a child under 18 being harmed in a sexual act of sadism. The Texas Sheep.
What's up, my people? Totally just uncalled for. Like, they could have handcuffed me to like something and released the pressure, but they didn't. And you know, as I was there, they were, you know, trying to ask questions and all this stuff, and I told them, I said, hey, I don't want to answer any questions, so I speak to my lawyer. Then they did the whole cop switch. Another cop comes in and then he's all asking questions, you know, so they're trying to incriminate me. You know, but one thing that I was unclear on with the law was that a felon cannot possess pepper spray, and I do have a conviction on my record from, I believe, 2005, assault with a deadly weapon. It was so long ago. I didn't give them any ID. You know, they knew my name because my name's on my YouTube channel for like donation links and all that. So they
Welcome back to my corner of the internet, guys. I am the Lucid Dream, and today we are going to ask the question that has been on my mind for a while now. Why, in a community as small as the frauditing community is, do we see so many instances of predatory behavior towards children? Predatory behavior comes in all shapes and sizes, from the very worst, as we see with News Now Houston, all the way to exploiting children for profit. Using children to rage bait people into commenting on your video to up your engagement. The behavior is still gross.
Do you have questions for me? Or?
Not really. I'm just trying to get into the county chambers over to get some pictures of the kids on a field trip.
You can't get pictures of kids.
Why can't I get pictures of kids?
Could you please? You can leave. If you have no questions for me, you can leave.
I just asked you a question.
I said no.
YouTube has a privacy policy when it comes to children and requires consent for a reason, and it's for their protection. Using them is exploitation, and it is still predatory behavior. And you have to wonder why, of all the things on the internet that you could target, why children? First and foremost, thank you to all of my channel members and subscribers. Without you, I would not be here. So as always, every day, thank you. We are going to start off with a portion of the interview with Earl David Warden. And I am going to warn you, it is a little hard to listen to. But I really think it's important to hear how little remorse he has for his actions, because it's that same kind of bravado we see every day in the Predator videos.
After I got in trouble, I continued to work for the government to a contractor.
What'd you get in trouble for?
Sexual assault.
Okay.
1985, 86.
And they still hired you?
They continued to use me because I had a lot of contacts and
of aerial photos or something. But
what can I get that you can't get off Google Earth?
Well, there's certain things if you see Google Earth, in certain restricted areas they'll fuzzy out. You can only zoom in so far.
It doesn't
for definition purposes. Plus, it's also Google Earth is 6 months to a year behind in most of their images.
It doesn't serve any purpose for me.
Right.
Okay. Other than sometimes to piss Shell off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they want to rain on my parade, I'm always happy to rain back. Now, I will tell you that it is my policy to not involve people's families in things. When if you have a problem with me, you want to come after me, that's fine. I'm fair game. I'm public. I got no issue with that. I have had trouble before with people involving my family members, police officers specifically. And my go-to is very simple. If you bring my family into it, your family becomes fair game. I will publish everything about them. I will go to their place of residence and photograph them and publish it.
The only thing is she says she remembers it and she still has flashbacks, and she saw a therapist about it, and she remembers it itching and hurting. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So she remembers it, and so yeah. But I mean, did you do anything like give her a bath or anything that?
No.
In the trailer, did you change a pull-up? Did they have pull-ups back then?
Nah, I think they did, but no.
Okay, did you change your pull-up?
I think she was old enough she didn't wear diapers then.
Okay.
Yeah. But
so you didn't change her?
No.
Why? Okay.
No. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, she's
not.
saying she remembers it. She saw therapy for it, and this and that. So, you got any beef with any of your other daughters?
Yeah, I got my.
What's her name? What's your beef with her?
Just we don't get along. I divorced the mom, and then some of my relationships with some of the kids are. Yeah.
Okay. All right, because I talked to says that some of her other daughters made disclosures of abuse against you as well.
They have.
Right. So, tell me about how you used to drill holes in the wall and look at her into the shower.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, you used to fondle her breast.
No.
And when she was old, you found out she had a boyfriend.
She was old and she had a boyfriend.
Okay. So you found out that she had a boyfriend, and then what was that? Tell me about that.
We don't have that incident.
Oh, there was a big blow up. We had a big blow up over it. And she went and stayed with her grandmother.
Okay.
That's it.
Because she told me that you went into her room and she asked if she was still a virgin, pretty much says, you're going to have to.
No.
You're going to have to give your virginity to me before your boyfriend.
No.
There are certain categories of criminal that I am 100% on board with capital punishment for. And people who abuse children, right at the top of that list. Unequivocally. No exception. They are right at the top of that list.
No?
No.
No, because when I talked to her about this, she started crying. It stuck with her. You know, it's stuck with them. It's stuck with her for a long time, and I've interviewed a lot of people, and you can tell the emotion come out, man. You know what I mean? You can tell the emotion comes out.
I have no explanation. Okay. There are a lot of things that I've done wrong in life,
mm-hmm.
and unfortunately, the good that I do doesn't make up for the wrong.
Okay.
But for what you're asking about, okay, no.
What about beef with any of your other daughters?
I mean, I don't get along well with most of my kids.
Is there a reason for that?
Well, I spent most of my life in and out of jail.
Okay.
Cheated on their mother. They're all very close to their mother. And I spent a lot of time cheating on their mom.
Okay.
And so there is.
What about? Do you have any beef with her, problems with her, anything like that?
I don't speak to any of my children except for.
Okay, so whenever I go and I find and her husband and her children, and we sit down at her house and I start inquiring into you and all this and that, she starts to get pretty emotional, can't really make eye contact with me or anything like that. She tells me, I remember when he used to drill holes in the thin wall at our trailer so he could see the shower. It's weird and it's stuck with me.
Okay, logic. Let's apply a little logic here. So if you've got somebody, you see somebody drilling holes in the wall to peep into a shower, what are you going to do if you're a kid? Are you not going to go tell your mother? Are you not going to go tell
Well, they did
the
tell
person
her mom.
that...
Told me that they all disclosed it to her. That's how I found out, because the way it is, I contacted about this. Okay, and I said, okay, well, who was living with David at the trailer at the time over there on
The girls,
okay?
and, yeah, the kids.
The girls and like, well, he was living with his ex-wife, or I think they're still currently married, or something like that. So I contacted and they don't miss a beat. Literally, 30 seconds into the phone call, oh, I won't put anything past him. He's sexually abused all of our daughters. They told me about it. So
Okay.
your logic, let's apply your logic. They did tell their mom.
When did they tell her?
Huh?
Apparently they didn't tell her when it was going on, or...
Are they scared?
I don't know. You're asking me for conjecture. Okay, I can't give it to you. All right.
Yes, chances are they are scared of the psychopath abusing them. The amount of abuse that does not get reported immediately because of fear is astronomical. So yes, it's a good assumption that they were scared enough that they did not report it immediately if they didn't.
All right, I am telling you, didn't happen. You know, if you want to grab it and run with it, then do what you got to do.
Okay. I mean, don't you think that...
I mean, it's kind of odd.
Yeah.
Because we're not talking to them, at the same time. Just talking to them one at a time, everything else. We're getting kind of consistent storyline.
Okay. If this is what they said, then that's what they said.
Is going to talk too. So she's about the says it's too rough on her. She doesn't want to ruin her life. Give at a time.
Talk to her. I mean...
What's she going to tell me?
I guess she's going to tell you the same thing everybody else told you.
Yeah.
They all seem to be telling the same story.
Yeah.
So what?
There you go.
What's the truth behind it then? I mean, why? I mean, when you have multiple people telling a storyline that's consistent, usually that means that there's going to be a certain degree of truth in it. So from your and that's one of the things we're asking you for your side, and we could just go by what they're saying and be done with it. But
and then
we want to talk to you because we understand that you're a person who's proud of what he's done and what he's doing. Like you said, you're out there trying to make a difference and make things better with what you're doing. So knowing what we've learned about you, that's the type of person you are. So we're having these allegations that are coming up against you and being brought on by your own children. And they're kind of starting to be consistent. So there's a common thread. So knowing that, we want to talk to you and say, okay, there's got to be a degree of truth. There's something happened somewhere. And want to give you the opportunity to explain it to us. So that this way we can say, okay, we've talked to David, this is David's side. We talked to the girls, this is the girl's side. Because you know how the saying goes. There's three sides to every story. There's her side, his side, and the truth in the middle. So we want to get your side. We want to get an understanding. Where are they coming up with this? What happened? What was there? Maybe you did drill holes in the wall in the trailer, but maybe not to spy on taking showers. Maybe there was a legitimate reason you drilled holes in the wall. We don't know. But you live there, you're the one who was there. So you could explain it. We can't. We're trying to figure it out and piece things together from, like you said, almost 20 years ago.
It's been my experience that when everybody tells the same story, because witnesses always tell a different version, when everybody's telling the same story, somebody's rehearsed the story. But I don't know. You're asking me about something I cannot answer. Wait. Let me answer.
Go ahead.
You're asking me about something I cannot answer for you.
Okay.
Okay? Now, regardless of that, what are we talking about here? Are we talking about the girls? Or are we talking about pick a direction?
Aren't they both your children?
They are all my children.
Okay, there we go.
But I'm saying, what do you...
We're talking about your daughters. Well, let's go back to you tell me that she was dating a girl, correct? And she was what?
I believe.
You told me earlier.
I think I said, but I believe Come on, we'll go back and do the math.
Okay.
Did you
Tomato,
Did you
right?
report that or do anything about that?
We talked to the police, Houston PD, about it, but it didn't go anywhere.
Okay. Did you? Okay, so you find that you think that's wrong for him to do that? Dating a
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Okay, then why did you do it?
I didn't do it. I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, who's
was almost.
She was. So yes, almost. Why'd you lie about her age to you?
So to give you a heads up, the situation they're about to talk about, the girl was 17 and he lied and told her that he was in his 20s when he was over the age of 35.
Why did I what?
Why'd you lie about your age to her? She says that she was. Hold on, listen. Working at the.
Mm-hmm.
You come in there all the time and hit on her. And
No.
she tells me that you told her that you were in like mid-20s or something like that. And she
Late
finds out,
20s.
and y'all date, have sex for 3 to 4 months, okay? Right?
Go ahead.
You get arrested in LaPorte off Sylvan Beach, and then she finds out you're almost 40 or something like that.
No, I was mid-30s.
35.
Yeah.
You think that on a is wrong, right? Well, yeah, it's illegal. Years old, juvenile, old. But didn't you do the same thing? Technically, age discrepancy wise, lied about your age to her.
I did. And she was almost, and I didn't go in there and flirt with her all the time. I met her at, everybody worked there and I used to talk to everybody. And one day I came by, she was outside crying. And that's how I got her number.
Why'd you lie about your age?
I don't remember.
But you're old, you think it's wrong.
I believe was at the time, and that's my daughter.
Okay, so
That's the difference. My daughter.
You would have been fine with it?
I would have been fine with it, but what can you do? You know, that my kids do a lot of things in life that I don't agree with. Okay, but you can't stop them. It's their age.
Just saying, yeah, all these people are coming out like you're saying, they're all having the same story. You can either look at it one or two different ways. Yeah,
They don't all have the same story.
They conspire. Well, didn't you just tell me that?
No.
The
they're consistent. There's a
all
lot
the
of
consistent
consistencies.
statements. All the consistent statements.
They're not consistent statements.
Then what? Let's go back to what you were telling me about then. Use
Which
your word.
part?
Use your verbiage then that you just told me.
You're saying it's consistent statements. We gotta make the distinction here. My kids with my ex-wife are saying is not the same as what said, and it has nothing to do or is even similar to my relationship with.
Okay.
These are completely different things. The allegations are completely different.
So you can tell he's getting flustered now once he realizes that almost universally everybody says that they would not trust him around children. Almost everybody is telling these officers that he has abused them in some way. It really makes me question even more the relationship with News Now Patrick, because I feel like there was probably a lot of grooming going on there. I don't think it is a coincidence that they used to hang out together so much when News Now Patrick looks like he's 12 and acts like he's 12.
Hey guys, I've been getting some emails and questions about what happened to Patrick's channel. And the short version is it got taken down. The trolls struck again. And I'll wait till this weekend to go into the details behind it. But in the meantime, if you are looking for Patrick's channel, look in the description of this video and you will find a link to the channel. That is it. See you guys soon. Be safe.
That seems like an awful big stretch that someone with these kinds of preferences would choose someone who outwardly presents so young.
So says that you go in there and fondle her breast, says you have to give me your virginity, and drills holes in the wall, right? So I go and find a she corroborates that. She gets emotional. right? She says it's weird and it stuck with me.
Okay.
Fondling of the breasts, going into the room, touching her. She has to lock her door. Makes a disclosure. The one time she goes over to your trailer, it's already happened. She got touched. She got touched.
At the trailer.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I was never alone with her.
She was there for a weekend, right?
No, she was not. She was there for one night.
One night?
One night.
Okay, well.
One night and...
She remembers it. Listen, she remembers it. Okay? It's stuck with her. All right? She has flashbacks. She can't even sit in the She tells me, I got to get out. I can't listen to it. I saw therapy for it. And we're getting therapy records, too. So, we'll get her therapy records and see what she told the psychologist.
Okay.
All right? And I have to contact these people because I'm tasked with that. Right? It's not like they're like, you know what? I really hate David, Dad. Let's go make up some allegations and report this to the police. Then turn around and contact hey, this is Detective Reed. Hey, this is what's happening. Not 30 seconds into the interview. Oh, I wouldn't put anything past him. He did it to my daughters too. I contact tells me you want to fondle her breasts. Starts when she's old. You drill holes in the wall. You want to take her virginity at old. Right? Okay, so I'm like, okay, let's you know what I mean? To be fair, let's talk to the other daughters. So I go find a I got a hunt of now. Sits down, gets emotional, can barely look. And she's like, yep. I used to watch him drill holes in the wall so he could see shower. It's weird and it stuck with me. And then you want to give me some story about how what? Oh, well, 16-year-old, she was dating a year-old. That's messed up. And you do the same thing. With and then you want to tell me you took a polygraph. There's no polygraph in here. You want to come out and tell us the truth? Huh? So I can go back to your daughters that you abused? Let them know, you know what, he's sorry. He apologized. They're your daughters, bro. One's had to see therapy, they all hate you. How do you want to work it?
You have no idea.
So the original interview is close to an hour long, and it gets a little bit more in depth as far as the accusations coming from Shell. But one of the things that Earl David Warden does is he makes a big deal about how it's very convenient that these accusations are coming out now, when he is in the middle of legal issues with Shell, making it seem like this is all being made up in order to further Shell's case. Now, again, we see this in the frauditing community a lot. The victim mentality is incredibly common amongst frauditors. So a lot of the same characteristics that Earl David Warden displays, such as the narcissism, the sociopathy, and the complete lack of remorse for the damage that his actions have caused, we see very commonly in the frauditing community. It seems to be something that they all share. So if we take a look at narcissism specifically, narcissists tend to have an unreasonably high sense of their own importance, which I think we can all agree we see in almost every single frauditor video. They care about them. They care about what their rights are and not what they have to take from other people. So narcissism tends to affect males more than females, which trends. We have a much higher male population when it comes to frauditors than we do females. And people with narcissistic personality disorder are generally unhappy and disappointed when they're not given the special favors and admiration they believe they deserve. So the clip I showed in the beginning is a really good example of narcissism in action. DMA specifically went to children's live streams, people he knew would be excited about his follower count, because that is exciting to them. Having someone who has 100,000 followers in their live stream, it probably made their day. But what was weird about it is he did it multiple times and then smashed it all together for a short, claiming they were starstruck. It's weird. And it really seems like it was done specifically to stroke his own ego. Another one we are really familiar with, who is classic narcissist, is the Siberian mosquito. That man can't have 2 words coming out of his mouth before he is telling people how he owns them. And it's because he thinks that highly of himself. Illogically, but he does.
That's my car.
No, it is not your car.
My car.
No.
My.
No.
Okay?
It's the sheriff's office car.
Yeah. Paid by me. By my tax dollars. I own you. I own you. I own you. By the way, identify yourselves properly. Same.
When you look at it this way, there really isn't a better community for these guys to hide in. Some research focused on personality traits related to emotional regulation has showed similarities between child molesters and non-sexual violent offenders, which we know there are plenty of in the frauditing group. You've got a whole breeding ground filled with men with violent criminal offenses against women who suffer from personality disorders. Once you realize how many common personality traits they share, it starts to make sense why there are so many of them in this community. It's perfect camouflage.
So we're at the district attorney's office, and we're coming here to check what the status is on the case they filed against NorCal Cop Watch here. And he was arrested about 2 weeks ago, I think. And I'll put the link in the description to that video. It's pretty crazy. Basically just for filming.
I really don't think it's coincidence that not only do these assholes share a ton of personality traits, if you look at the vast majority of the frauditing community, this is what they look like. Almost to a T. It's almost eerie how similar so many of them are. New conspiracy theory, frauditors are actually just genetic mutations and regressive throwbacks on the human genome and will eventually be bred out of existence. Fingers crossed.
I understand. I understand.
Are these guys here for us?
I think they're just. I think people are just kind of.
Oh, we got a cam back.
I think they're just kind of curious.
This guy looks. I love it. Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Are you you collecting information on the public?
What's that? I'm just filming.
I wonder what's your policy on recording members?
Right.
Members of
That's
the public?
against policy.
The public area I can record.
Even on the clock?
Not on the clock.
What's that?
Not on the clock. You don't have any rights on the clock.
On the clock.
When you're performing your duties.
I have a right to record in public. Yes.
Yeah, well, like I said,
It's actually against your policy.
I'm going to want to see that.
It's against policy to collect information on the public unless they're detained.
Excuse me.
Hello. Is that your personal phone?
Investigator Linky.
Do you have a business card?
Is that your personal phone? No?
Not going to disclose anything to you.
Okay, well, you know we can access anything on that via FOIA request. So all your nude photos.
Unsurprisingly, the frauditing community does nothing to address the elephant in the room. And so we will wait until the next predator is uncovered. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you would like to see. And I will catch you on the next one.